hoi, Matsuri here. So, last night I was watching Repzilla's live stream on Facebook, and I noticed in the chat that some people were saying to him, Papi or Mariah Pereira, and I wanted to share my somewhat opinion and something you'd have to probably think about before you actually answer that question. So, Papi versus Mariah. Papi versus Mariah. What do I want to choose? What do you want to choose? Like, some points I want to point out before you go there. So, clearly, Papi is a character. When people think of Mariah Pereira, they think of before Papi, what Papi was before Titanic got a hold of Papi. And so they tend to think of the brown hair, the puppet, the more country-ish sounding music. But you need to remember that just because Papi happened, just because she started playing this character, doesn't mean Mariah is dead or anything like that. Mariah is still very much alive, and Mariah is acting as Papi. So we don't know what Mariah is like behind the scenes. And with all this new news that's come out about Marzago's case and stuff like that, and how Mariah has been what would you call it? Seemingly supporting Titanic with, you know, going to those Japanese classes and basically pushing Marzago out of the Japanese classes, and copying Marzago's style and stuff like that, and being so open to do that. You need to remember that Papi didn't do that. Like, it was Mariah. She decided, oh yeah, okay, I will be Papi and I will do as you say and basically copy Marzago's character. So it was Mariah who agreed to do it, not Papi. Papi was created out of it. So you need to remember that either Mariah has boys? Punky! What are you doing? Either Mariah has changed and she's not, although we didn't know what she was exactly like way back when. We only saw what she chose to put on. That's the same as now. We only see what she chooses to put on. So either she has changed or always been a bit mean, or she's under contract and cannot really talk about stuff and can't give her side of the story, and maybe Titanic treats her bad too, but she's under contract and she needs to stay as Papi. You know, like, there's different things you've gotta think about before answering that question. I'm sure a lot of the truth will come out with this whole case, and I don't know how Papi and Titanic can, I at least don't know how the Papi project is gonna continue. I don't know how. Titanic, I think too many people are angry about this. I mean, he still has supporters, Papi still has supporters. I still like Papi, I'm just not sure how I feel about Mariah, you know? I feel like old Mariah, or old Papi, no, old Mariah, she was pretty damn cool. Like, she had a puppet and everything. She seemed really nice from what I saw on videos, but if she willingly agreed to do all these things, like, you never know with the whole with the copy and Marzago thing, she was obviously, you could say the clothes that she wore were chosen out for her. Like, she's got a fashion designer and stuff like that. The things that she wore were chosen out for her, and she had no choice but to wear them and pose. So you could argue that. And you could argue that when going to those Japanese classes, Papi needs to know Japanese, and Titanic maybe went out of his way to find out Marzago's class on his own. I should be saying Brittany, shouldn't I? I don't know. Titanic probably went out of his way to find those classes and figure out what class she was in and where she was going to do these classes. And then he could have just been like, hey, Papi, let's go learn some Japanese, rather than, hey, let's go and stalk my ex. Like, you know? So maybe she had no idea that Marzago was there. You could argue that, but I'm not trying to defend Papi. I'm trying to be very neutral. I really feel bad for Marzago in this situation. She is the victim here. So I'm not trying to defend Papi. I'm just trying to say, think of the full thing. Like, you know, like, you can't like just straight up say Papi is bad and stuff, because you gotta remember that maybe she's under a contract, maybe she actually had no idea, maybe she has no choice but to wear the clothes that she has to wear. And I don't know, you could say that maybe she could just quit already if she doesn't want to be there. But I don't know how the contract works, you know what I mean? If she's under a contract, you know, so I don't know how that would work. So, I don't know. But on the flip side, if she willingly went ahead and did all these things, willingly, and knew about it, pardon me, then there's a problem, and that means Mariah is not exactly the nicest person that you'd all think she would be. Have I been calling her Papi this whole time? I'm supposed to be referring to Papi as the character, and then the real person is Mariah. You know, the behind the scenes part is Mariah. So if Mariah went along with this whole thing willingly, then that would mean she's changed, and you shouldn't really be preferring Mariah over Papi. At the moment, I don't think this is a question that can really be asked. I mean, really be answered right now. Like, because we don't know enough about Mariah's personality. We know Papi, she's a character. We see everything Papi does. Papi is really nice and innocent and sweet, and she's like high pitch and stuff, basically a bootleg Marzago. But we don't know enough about Mariah. Now, Mariah, at the moment, she might not be a good guy in this situation. She might not be a bad guy in this situation. She might be just caught in the middle and have no choice but to do certain things. We don't know yet. But I don't think this is a question that can be logically answered right now. And also, how does one compare a fictional character with a real person anyways? Like, how do you choose between who you prefer more? Like, it feels illogical anyway, because one's real, one's not. So, I mean, then again, you could be like, I prefer the fake world over the real one, or something like that. I don't know. So, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just don't think you can logically, like, answer that question right now. Because, legit, we don't know Mariah's personality. Like, because she's gone along with things that Titanic has done. And she has also, like, taken part in it because, like, she's dressed up like Marzago and stuff like that, and copied and stuff like that, you know, that copy. So I don't know if that's a question that can be logically answered right now, because Mariah is the real person who decides for herself what to do. But if she's under a contract or something, and if she's kind of forced to do certain things, then, you know, like, she has no choice. But if she's willingly doing these things just to do these things, you know, like, I don't know. So, yeah, I hope I explained this okay. Like, personally, at the moment, I don't think this can logically be answered, but I prefer Papi because I at least know everything I need to know about Papi. But Mariah, we don't know enough about Mariah, so if you really wanted an answer from me, that's my answer. But honestly, I don't think it can logically be answered because we don't know Mariah. So I guess my answer kind of plays off that, because we know enough about Papi to like Papi, but we don't know enough about Mariah to really answer that, because she could be bad, she could be good, we don't know. So that is it. That is all. Boy boy.